ESPN now throwing a tantrum over Caitlin Clark's new contract in Europe, acting like they got any control over her decisions. They don't. Clark's packed her bags and isn't looking back, no matter how much they whine, beg, or stomp their feet. Why? Because Clark's got some serious self-respect and common sense. Because unlike the geniuses running the WNBA, Clark actually values herself. She's not going to stick around and play punching bag for a lead that can't even protect its biggest star. Why should she stay? She's struggled with physical defense. She's faced the professional level and voiced frustration with the lead's officiating recently. Tell reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me. And opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said. She's been mauled by players, ignored by refs, and targeted by haters who couldn't handle that she was single-handedly keeping this joke of a legal life. What I am upset about is like, hey man, your meal ticket is under constant attack. There's been dirty plays all season, but now that she's decided she's worth more than being the WNBA's beat-up cash cow, everyone's losing their minds. Sorry ESPN, your golden goose flew the coop, and all you're left with is a big empty nest of missed opportunities. Caitlin Clark just dropped a bombshell on the WNBA, and honestly, it's almost hilarious. How ESPN is suddenly pretending to care now that she's ditching them for Europe. Caitlin is done with a circus act that the WNBA has turned into, and she's heading overseas, leaving a trail of broken dreams and shattered egos in her wake. After carrying this entire league on her back, all season long, enduring brutal fouls, and getting body checked like she was in a hockey rink instead of a basketball court, she's finally decided enough is enough. And guess what? I don't blame her one bit. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie. See, this isn't just some player making the career move. Remember her final game against the Connecticut Sun? 29 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. She was basically a one-woman show. Meanwhile, her teammates were busy, starring in a comedy of errors, missing open shots, and making bonehead plays that would make a high school coach cringe. And what did the WNBA do? They let the refs treat her like a punching bag while they sat back and watched. Fans didn't sign up for a UFC match, but that's exactly what the WNBA turned into whenever Clark stepped on the court. Caitlin Clark was assaulted yesterday in her very first playoff game in the WNBA. And now ESPN and their experts are finally waking up. Oh, now they realize they were sitting on a cash cow the whole time. How convenient. Before Caitlin, the Indiana Fever were lucky to pull in 3,000 fans a game. More like a neighborhood block party than a professional event. But once she showed up, 17,000 fans packing the arena every game. That's a 400% increase, the Indiana Fever. All right, with Caitlin Clark, let the Lee and the Tenders both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,000. How's that for impact? They didn't just have a star on their hands. They had a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. But sure, let's keep focusing on spreading the wealth, instead of celebrating the one player who single-handedly put the WNBA on the map. If Caitlin Clark is the quote-unquote savior, if she's the golden girl, milk it. And don't even get me started on the merchandise sales. Caitlin Clark's jersey outsold everyone in the league's history, surpassing legends like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. We're talking about a rookie, a first-year player, beating out Hall of Famers. It's not just impressive, it's historic. She turned the WNBA into must-see TV, and her games were practically a national event. But did ESPN ever treat her like the superstar she is? No. Instead, they gave lukewarm coverage, acting like she was just another player, and now they're scrambling, trying to pretend like they didn't sleep on her. Too late, ESPN. You missed the boat, and it's already sailed across the Atlantic. But she needs to be on a better team. Let's talk about viewership, shall we? That game against the New York Liberty pulled in 1.5 million viewers. That's more than some NBA games on TNT. And now that she's gone, what's left? A bunch of empty seats, dusty jerseys, and a bunch of talking heads at ESPN, trying to figure out how they managed to screw up the easiest win in sports broadcasting history. Caitlin Clark faced nothing short of a nightmare in the WNBA, and now that she's decided to pack up and head to Europe, it's comical to watch ESPN and everyone else suddenly scrambled to pay attention.